In the skies above Earth, the chaos of war painted a gruesome tableau. Alien crafts swarmed through the clouds like locusts, their sleek, metallic surfaces gleaming ominously as they descended upon the cities below. Explosions dotted the horizon, each burst of fire and smoke a testament to the battle's ferocity. Despite the overwhelming onslaught, humanity did not stand idle. They fought with a ferocity born of desperation and an unwavering will to survive. General Anna Petrov stood at the forefront of Earth's defenses, coordinating the global counteroffensive from her command center, buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Screens lined the walls, displaying real-time footage from the battlefields and data streams detailing troop movements and enemy formations. The situation was grim. Alien forces were advancing, their technology seemingly a step ahead, yet the human spirit burned brightly against the shadow of annihilation. "General, Sector 4 is reporting heavy losses. They're requesting immediate reinforcements," reported Lieutenant Marcos, his voice tense as he relayed the updates. Petrov nodded sharply, her gaze fixed on the digital map highlighting the critical hotspots. "Deploy the reserves from Sector 2 to assist, and tell Commander Lee to initiate the Scorched Sky maneuver. We won't let them break through our lines," she ordered, her voice a calm in the storm. Outside, in the ruined streets of what was once New York City, small bands of soldiers and civilians worked together to fortify their positions. Among them was Captain Sarah Miles, a veteran of Earth's spaceborne infantry. Her unit was responsible for defending the East River, now a crucial barrier against the advancing alien ground forces. The sky overhead roared with the sound of an alien craft descending, its cannons charging up for a devastating strike. Without hesitation, Sarah grabbed a portable rocket launcher and took aim. The weight of the weapon was familiar and oddly comforting in her hands. "Clear backblast!" she shouted, and her team ducked for cover. She fired, and the rocket streaked through the air, a brilliant line of defiance against the darkened sky. The alien craft took a direct hit, erupting into a ball of flames and crashing into the river with a hissing steam. Cheers erupted from her unit, but the moment of triumph was short-lived. More enemy crafts appeared, their numbers seemingly endless. Sarah reloaded, her resolve hardening. "This is our home, and we fight for it!" she yelled over the din of battle, rallying her troops. Back in the command center, General Petrov received distressing news. The alien forces had begun deploying a new type of weapon, one that targeted the major remaining urban centers. If successful, it would mean the end of any organized resistance. Petrov's eyes narrowed as she considered her options. Humanity might have been outmatched, but they were not outwitted. She initiated a secure comm link to every unit leader on the ground and in orbit. "This is General Petrov. The enemy is using a weapon that could end this war, and not in our favor. We are initiating Operation Last Stand. This operation will coordinate strikes on their key ships using every resource we have. It's all or nothing." As her words echoed across the channels, a renewed sense of purpose surged through the ranks of Earth's defenders. Every pilot, soldier, and sailor prepared for the most significant counterattack they had ever launched. The heart of the operation was a series of coordinated nuclear strikes from Earth's remaining space fleet, targeting the alien mothership and its primary carriers. In space, Admiral Chung reviewed the targeting data fed to his ship. Around him, the crew moved with urgent precision, arming missiles and plotting trajectories. "All ships, this is the Admiral. Prepare to launch on my mark." "For Earth," he commanded, his voice steady. The fleet responded as one, the final preparations clicking into place like the pieces of a well-oiled machine. Cheng watched as the countdown began, each second ticking down to what would be either Earth's salvation or its demise. Meanwhile, on the ground, Sarah Miles and her team mounted a desperate defense to hold back the alien ground forces long enough for the space-based strike to proceed. They moved through the city's shattered boulevards, using guerrilla tactics to harass and delay the aliens. The battle reached its crescendo as the space fleet's missiles found their marks. Brilliant flashes of light illuminated the heavens, each explosion marking the destruction of an alien craft. The mothership, caught in the nuclear firestorm, shattered under the force of multiple hits, its fragments burning as they fell toward the atmosphere. On Earth, as the last of the alien forces were repelled or destroyed, A cheer went up among the human defenders. They had faced the abyss and through sheer bravery and determination had pulled themselves back from the brink. They knew this victory was costly and the war had scarred their world, but they had safeguarded their right to live upon it. As the remnants of the alien mothership rained down like a meteor shower across the night sky, the ground forces led by Captain Sarah Miles regrouped, their hearts pounding with the adrenaline of victory and the sorrow of immense loss. The destruction was widespread, and the once bustling metropolis around them lay in ruins, its buildings gutted and streets cratered. But the human spirit, tempered in the fires of adversity, shone brightly through the darkness of the aftermath. In the command center, General Anna Petrov monitored the situation closely. The initial joy of their victory was tempered by the reports coming in from all over the world. Cities lay devastated, millions were displaced, and the infrastructure that supported life was severely damaged. The battle was won, but the war for survival was just beginning. "We need to move quickly to secure and rebuild," General Petrov announced to her team. "We've got emergency teams mobilized, and I want recovery units deployed within the hour. Our priority is to restore water, power, and communications. We cannot let our guard down. There might still be alien stragglers, and we need to be prepared." Back in New York, as dawn broke over the shattered city, Sarah and her unit were tasked with search and rescue operations. The streets were filled with debris and the cries of the wounded. Every now and then a small skirmish would break out when alien survivors were encountered, confused and aggressive, cornered in the ruins they had helped create. Sarah led a team through the financial district, moving cautiously among the skyscrapers that loomed silently overhead, their glass facades shattered. They came across a group of civilians trapped under the rubble of a collapsed subway station. The team quickly set to work, using every tool available to lift heavy concrete slabs and twisted metal. "Keep talking to them. Let them know we're here," Sarah instructed her team as they worked. The sound of drilling and hammering filled the air, mixed with the reassuring voices of the rescue team. After hours of grueling effort, they managed to extract several injured but alive civilians, who were immediately tended to by medics. Meanwhile, satellite links and communication networks were slowly being restored, thanks in part to the ingenuity of engineers who jury-rigged solutions from both human and alien technology. News and updates began to flow more smoothly, and with it came reports of similar rescue and recovery efforts happening worldwide. In the aftermath of the conflict, an unexpected issue arose: the handling of alien prisoners. Some of the alien forces had surrendered or been captured during the mop-up operations. The question of what to do with them was a contentious one, debated fiercely in emergency sessions of the United Nations. General Petrov, attending these sessions via secure video links, argued for a measured approach. "We must treat the prisoners humanely and learn from them. They are a resource, not just for intelligence, but for understanding. How we handle this will set the tone for future interactions, not just with them, but with other civilizations we might encounter." Back on the ground, Sarah observed a group of alien prisoners being led away by military police. They looked defeated and disoriented, their once intimidating figures now just weary and lost. It struck her that in the chaos of war, it was easy to forget that the enemy often had faces, families, and fears of their own. Amidst the ongoing recovery, an international conference was convened to discuss the formation of a new global defense initiative. Leaders from across the world proposed the creation of a unified planetary defense system, one that would not only prevent future invasions but also help rebuild the affected areas. Sarah was invited to speak at the conference, her first-hand experiences making her a powerful advocate for the new initiative. "We've seen what we're capable of when we stand together," she stated in her speech, which was broadcast globally. "Let's not wait for another crisis to remind us of our common humanity. Let's build a system that protects all of us, that ensures the safety of our world and the prosperity of our future." Her words resonated with many, and the conference ended with a resolution to establish the Earth Defense and Recovery Organization, EDRO, which would operate transparently and inclusively to safeguard the planet and aid in its healing. As the world slowly picked up the pieces, a new era of cooperation emerged. The scars of the invasion would take time to heal, but humanity had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, their spirit could not only endure, but emerge stronger, united by their common trials and triumphs. Months passed since Earth's narrow escape from annihilation. The planet, bruised but unbroken, continued to heal and rebuild from the scars of the alien invasion. In the heart of this recovery was the newly established Earth Defense and Recovery Organization, EDRO, which had quickly become a beacon of global unity and resilience. General Anna Petrov, now serving as the chief director of EDRO, oversaw operations from the organization's headquarters, a newly constructed complex designed to withstand any potential future threats. Under her leadership, EDRO not only focused on strengthening Earth's defenses, but also spearheaded humanitarian efforts to rebuild the devastated urban landscapes and support the millions of people affected by the war. Meanwhile, Captain Sarah Miles was appointed head of the Elite Reconnaissance and Response Unit, a special forces team trained to respond to alien threats and perform high-risk missions to secure Earth's safety. Her leadership during the war had made her a household name, and her new role allowed her to shape a proactive approach to planetary defense. In the spirit of the unity that had saved the planet, a historic summit was organized on Earth, with representatives from every nation and several alien civilizations, including those from planets that had once been aligned with the invaders. The summit, held in Geneva, was a symbol of Earth's new role as a strong, inclusive leader in interstellar diplomacy. As the summit commenced, General Petrov addressed the assembly, her voice echoing in the Grand Hall. "We gather here not just to safeguard our own future, but to forge a path forward for all civilizations seeking peace and cooperation. The Earth we stand on today is a testament to what is possible when we stand united." The summit's agenda was ambitious. It included treaties on mutual defense, trade agreements involving technology exchange, and the establishment of a multi-species council to address interstellar threats and foster peaceful exploration. Discussions were intense but productive, with Earth representatives leveraging their experience from the invasion to advocate for robust, equitable policies. Captain Miles, attending the summit as a military advisor, participated in panels that discussed the integration of alien technology into Earth's defenses and the ethical implications of such advancements. Her first-hand experience with alien prisoners during the war had given her a unique perspective on the potential for reconciliation and mutual understanding. One of the key outcomes of the summit was the Treaty of Geneva, a comprehensive document that outlined the responsibilities and rights of each signatory species, including the fair treatment of prisoners and the prohibition of unprovoked aggressive actions. The treaty also established a joint exploratory task force dedicated to discovering new worlds and establishing peaceful contacts, co-led by human and alien commanders. As the summit drew to a close, General Petrov and Captain Miles stood together, looking over the crowd of diverse beings mingling and sharing ideas. "We've come a long way," Petrov remarked, a hint of awe in her voice. "We have," agreed Miles, "and we'll go further still, together." In the months following the summit, EDRO's efforts began to show tangible results. Cities were rebuilt, better and more resilient than before. The global economy, bolstered by new technologies and interstellar trade, started to flourish. Communities once torn apart by the invasion grew stronger, their cultural fabric enriched by the influx of alien residents and visitors who brought new perspectives and knowledge. The Joint Exploratory Task Force, led by Captain Miles, embarked on its first mission, setting a course for a distant star system believed to be rich in resources and devoid of intelligent life. The mission was not just about resource acquisition, but also a test of the cooperative frameworks established by the Treaty of Geneva. As the spacecraft slipped into hyperspace, leaving behind the blue marble that was Earth, Captain Miles reflected on the journey ahead. The human spirit of war, once ignited by desperation and the will to survive, had transformed into a spirit of exploration and diplomacy. The challenges ahead would be vast, but the unity forged in the fires of conflict had created a new era for humanity, an era where the stars were not just beacons of the unknown, but destinations for friendship and discovery.